to the Department of Agriculture family, to our colleagues in the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, sa ating mga magsasaka at mangingisda, isang magandang umaga. Ako po si Christina S. Estrada from the Knowledge Management and Information Systems Division of the DA Bureau of Agricultural Research, and ako po ang ating moderator ngayong seminar this March. So around this time po, summer na 'di ba? Pero these days, medyo unpredictable na po ang ating weather, dala na rin ng climate change. And with this change, nagbabago na rin ang behavior and patterns ng ating flora and fauna, including the pests as well as the diseases. So today, we will be talking about how we are building a more resilient corn industry, one of our major crops, against climate change, pests and diseases, and many more through data. So ang title po ng seminar natin ay From Field Level Data to Smarter Decisions, the iFarm System for Corn in Action. But before we introduce our speaker and formally start the knowledge sharing, of course, the usual reminders po. So one, please comment your location and affiliation para alam natin kung hanggang saan ang naabot ng ating serbisyo. Number two, please follow our social media pages. So on Facebook, it's facebook.com/DABarOfficial or i-search nyo lang po ang DA Bureau of Agricultural Research. And dahil tinatanggal po ni Meta ang live videos in 30 days and you don't want to miss our knowledge sharing kasi ang dami naman po, sobrang informative naman talaga ng ating mga seminar series. So please follow our YouTube account. It's DA Bureau of Agricultural Research or DA Bar Official or youtube.com/@DA Bar Official to revisit seminar episodes. So andun po yun lahat. And also, we will be posting one form only, which is the attendance sheet, right before the lecture ends for certificate. And lastly, magtanong po tayo sa ating expert kasi hindi sa lahat ng oras andito siya. Without further ado, we will be meeting our expert in a moment. Our resource speaker holds a Doctor of Philosophy in Agronomy from the University of the Philippines, Los Baños, and is a licensed agriculturist. He is an accredited researcher of the Fertilizer and Pesticide Authority and the Bureau of Agriculture and Fisheries Standards. His expertise include crop protection and crop production and management, and he has spearheaded numerous research projects on rice, corn, coffee, and other high-value crops in Soxargen. He has previously served as a senior science research specialist and the deputy chief of the research division, where he led various research and development initiatives, including the implementation of the iFarm system and other DEBAR-funded projects in Region 12. Currently the Agricultural Center Chief 3 and designated as Chief of the Regional Crop Protection Center of the TA Soxargen. Let's warmly welcome Dr. Ray A. Rodriguez. Good morning po, Doc Ray.
Good morning po, Miss Christina. So magandang araw po sa ating lahat. A pleasant day to everyone joining us today. So I would like to warmly welcome our online participants who are connected with us through the StreamYard, as well as on our viewers who are watching via Facebook Live. So for today po, we will be discussing the topic entitled From Field Level Data to Smarter Decisions, the iFarm System for Corn in Action. So this iFarm is a DA-BAR funded project which in collaboration with the initiative through the DA Field Programs Operational Planning Divisions with our partners with the Provincial Local Government Unit of the South Cotabato and Office of Municipal Agriculturists of Banga, South Cotabato, with the DARFO 12 Research Division and Regional Crop Protection Center. So before we start with our presentation, so i-share ko muna yung slides. Po. Kita na po ba? Sige, okay. So in Region 12, corn production is a major source of income of our smallholder farmers. So based po doon sa ating RSBSA registered data, meron na po tayong 142,508 registered corn farmers. wherein 61% is male and 39% is female. So this data indicates that there is a significant participation of both men and women pagdating po sa corn farming activities. And these farmers are organized into 416 clusters and supported by 75 lead clusters. So mapapansin po natin na itong mga farmers natin ay na-form na po into clusters through the F2C2 program of the Department of Agriculture para po ma-enhance yung production ng ating mga farmers at the same time yung ma-develop yung kanilang marketing capabilities. In terms on the corn types, 82% of the farmers produce yellow corn, while 18% are engaged into white corn production. So in terms po on the topography, 70% of corn farms in the region are located in high elevation areas, while 30% are situated under lowland areas. So pagdating po dito sa contributions of the Region 12 in terms on the Mindanao corn industry, the region contributes approximately 33% of the total corn production in Mindanao and about 13% of 13% on the national corn production. Ang Region 12 po is composed of 4 provinces. So this includes Cotabato, Sarangani, South Cotabato, and Sultan Kudarat. So among the provinces, yung South Cotabato province is the top producer of yellow corn. So with an average yield of about 3.55 tons per hectare. While in terms on the white corn naman, yung Sarangani province ranks as the leading producer with an average yield of 2.44 tons per hectare. So kung i-combine po natin yung yield ng white corn and yellow corn, nasa 2.5 metric tons per hectare, which is below the national average of 4.8 tons per hectare based on the PSA data. So the current monitoring and reporting system is rely heavily on the manual reporting. Kaya hindi masyadong na-record kaagad yung mga calamities, mga natural calamities such as drought, excessive rainfall, and also pest outbreaks. And ito po yung mga data na kailangan natin ma-record doon sa at field level para po ang ating mga policy makers ang magkaroon ng makapagbigay ng interventions para sa ating mga farming. And kung sa ngayon po, wala pa tayong existing monitoring system for corn production, which is yung current na situation ngayon is on manual reporting of the planting and harvesting. So ang nangyayari po is hindi po kaagad namin sa corn program, hindi kaagad na nabibigyan ng interventions yung mga affected farmers kasi outdated pa yung mga reports na i-submit kasi manual reporting. So wala pong masyadong hindi po kaagad makapagbigay ng interventions. So sa ngayon po, ang corn production, pagdating po sa monitoring ng corn production, ay wala pa tayong existing na monitoring system. Unlike doon sa rice, meron na tayong Philippine Rice Information System wherein makapag-monitor po ng situation on the status of rice through the use of satellite and remote sensing and data analytics. However, pagdating po dito sa corn production ay wala pa pong existing na monitoring system. And this gap in information limits the ability of the government, particularly the Department of Agriculture, to respond to the disasters and accurate estimate the production levels and para po makapagbigay ng interventions to the affected farmers. So to address these challenges, the integrated farm attribution for risk and resource monitoring management was developed as a digital information platform which is designed to improve our para makolek yung ating mga data at the farmers level, at the municipal level. And this IFARM system aims to digitalize the current reporting and monitoring mechanisms for commodities, which allowing this field level information to be captured, processed, and analyzed more efficiently. So through this online database system, so the iFarm collects and manages farm level information such as crop status and production, the planting and harvesting schedules. In terms on the natural calamities, maaari po makapag-generate ang iFarm ng damage and losses, kung gaano po kalawak yung mga affected areas caused by the natural calamities such as floods or drought. And also, real-time disaster reports po ang mai-provide ng iFarm system. And with geo-reference farm parcels and also monitoring of interventions. So this capability, the capability of the iFarm systems is to store and manage data is need to assess. So yung DAVAR po ay nag-fund po ng project entitled Validation of Integrated Farm Attribution for Risk and Resource Monitoring and Management System in Corn Production Vulnerable Areas. So meron po tayong 6 na pilot testing sites across the country. So this was conducted in Region 2, particularly in Alcala, Cagayan, Region 4B in Sablayan, Occidental Mindoro, Region 5 in Piodoranda, Albay, Region 6 in Cuartero, Capiz, Region 10 in Malaybalay, Bukidnon, and dito po sa Region 12 is in Banga South, Cotabato. So for the research objectives, the general objectives of the research is to assess the capability of this iFarm system to store and manage up-to-date field level data on corn production, damage and losses, and intervention monitoring through an online database system. So this supports the monitoring and disaster risk reduction and management related planning activities. So specifically, the project aimed to improve the accuracy and reliability of the current IPAM system through continuous information generation and validation. And also to develop a reporting and monitoring protocol on the use of the system, and to formulate an integrated policy recommendations that strategically involves our farmer leaders in the data collection process, set a clear, feasible reporting timelines for the local government units, and establish a robust framework for the seamless implementation of the iFarm system. So ano pa yung ginagawa ng iFarm system pag gather ng data at the field level? So yung basis po natin for the validation is we will using the RSBSA. Kasi ngayon, yung RSBSA, lahat ng mga farmers should be registered in RSBSA to be eligible para po sa mga interventions ng DA programs. So ito pong RSBSA database are used to link the registered farmers with their corresponding farm parcels. So through georeferencing, so meron tayong georeferencing na activity para po malalaman talaga natin yung exact locations ng ating mga farmers. And these data sets ng RSBSA will be used ng iFarm system to gagamitin po for the the profiling and validations. So meron po tayong dito po sa iFarm system, meron pong iFarm database na na-categorize po natin yung mga farmers na target farmers natin na kailangan ma-include po dito sa system. Una, yung RSBSA registered farmers with geo-reference farm parcels. So kailangan registered siya, and then yung area niya, yung production area niya is with geo-reference farm parcels na updated po doon sa system. Pangalawa, yung target natin is yung registered farmers without geo-reference farm parcels. So pag nangyari yon, pag nakita namin sa system na registered na si Farmer A, however, wala pa siyang geo-reference farm parcels, we coordinate with the RSBSA para po sila po ay makapag-conduct ng geo-reference activities kasi meron silang protocol po sa pagkuha ng GPS points. Yun po yung isa sa mga target. And pangatlo, those non-RSBSA registered farmers without geo-reference farm parcels. So pag nakita po namin sa system na hindi pa po na-registered si farmer, so pinapacilitate po natin with the help of our field assistants na ina-assist po para po ma-registered yung ating mga non-registered farmers. So yung list of farmers na nasa system po ay need to be downloaded by our data collectors. Kasi sa system, lahat ng mga farmers na nagsabi na corn farmer sila. So we need to validate, no? Validate, and then pag nakapag-download na po tayo ng list of the farmers, this will be the basis for field data collections, such as i-gather na natin yung information such as farmers profiling, validation of information, and also collection of the seasonal production data. So this includes the farmer's name, the farm parcel informations, the planting date, and the harvesting date. So in the event with natural calamities, meron pong calamities. So meron pong affected na mga drought affected, may El Nino, yung mga drought affected areas. We need to assess with the help of the DRRM, the Disaster Risk Management sa regional office po. We collaborate na sila po yung in charge on the damage and losses na report, no? Na kailangan gather din yung taga DRRM natin. And in terms on the pests and diseases, so meron po tayong Regional Crop Protection Center included po dito kasi sila lang yung mga expertise pagdating po doon sa pests and diseases. And also, this iFarm system also could monitor yung mga rehabilitation and recovery interventions po na binibigay ng corn program ay ma-monitor po natin through this iFarm system. And all of this information is encoded and reported through the iFarm database. So sa iFarm system, meron po tayong tinatawag na planting data capture form. So itong planting data capture form, ito po ay usually dina-download ng ating mga field assistants before they proceed doon sa field for pag-gather ng mga field level data na kailangan. So for the planting data capture form, ito po yung form na ma-generate wherein yung RSBSA data from the farmers is naka-autofill na po. Dito po sa white background text, autofill na po yung information such as the RSBSA database, yung such as yung farmer's name, the RSBSA number. So yan po kasi kailangan pag sure na po si farmer na registered na, kailangan included na sa system. Kasi meron po mga farmers na binigyan ng coupon, no? May coupon sila. Ang sabi is, during interview namin, sabi, registered na po kami. But pag tinignan namin doon sa system, hindi pa po. So hindi po assurance yung coupon na binigay po sa kanila na meron na po silang registered na po sila. So magiging official lang po if encoded na po sa system yung kanilang name as well as yung RSBSA registration. So dito naman po sa green background text, so ito yung mga informations na kailangang makollect ng ating mga field assistants during the field visits. So this includes the current tiller of the land. So kailangan malalaman natin sino ba yung actual tiller of the land. It's either the owner or the tenant. So kailangan ma-update natin doon sa system. And also, kailangan mag-gather natin yung in terms on the seed type, the variety, including the seeding rate, yung seed source, saan ba galing yung kanilang seeds na ginagamit, or if galing po sa Department of Agriculture, corn program, kailangan ma-document natin kung kailan po nila na-receive yung intervention na yon, their planting methods, the fertilizer type and method of application, as well as the quantity na yung na-apply nila. And if yun po ay binigay ng DA, kailangan din nating ma-record kung kailan nila na-receive yung inputs na galing sa corn program. Or i-document din natin if si farmer po ay meron po siyang, in terms on the crop insurance status, na-insure niya ba yung kanyang crops? So isa din po sa mga field level data na kailangan nating i-capture using the iFarm system. Next is the harvesting data capture form. So ito na pong harvesting data capture form, it is yung mga farmers lang na merong planting data are included in the data collection process. Kasi sila lang yung meron lang tayo, yun lang yung na-capture natin during the planting, no? The planting na merong planting data. So kailangan kukunin din natin para ma-monitor natin yung production nila. So meron tayong harvesting data capture form. So autofill na din po yung farmer's name, yung variety, kung kailan niya tinanim, at saka in terms on the seed type. So ito yung kailangan natin kukunin, yung sa harvesting data, which includes the harvested area, the total production in terms in cobs or in grains. Then ma-monitor din natin yung current farm gate price. And also, kasi meron pa tayong hindi na-capture, if ever na wala tayong na-capture na fertilizer applications during the planting, dito po sa harvesting data capture form, kailangan ma-capture din natin yung amount of fertilizer, the application rate, the type, as well as the source and date received. So for our activities, yung mga activities po natin sa iFarm, ay meron po tayong tinatawag na profiling, validation, and updating of RSBSA registration in corn production area. So this is to ensure that the database contains only actual and current corn farmers in the municipality or barangay. So binibigyan po natin ng priority those farmers who are not yet registered in the RSBSA for encoding and updating. So this process also verifies farm data such as the actual tiller of the land, the cultivated area, and the crop informations. So through this activity, yung accuracy and reliability of the farmer level data, planning, monitoring, and resource allocations are significantly improved. Kasi yung na-include lang natin sa system ay talagang corn farmers na merong area, merong geo-reference area yung sakahan niya. Ibig sabihin, yung mga farmers na nakapag-registered po sa RSBSA na walang actual na lupang sinasaka ay usually madidelist na po natin doon sa system. Ibig sabihin, talagang legit corn farmers lang po ang ma-include natin dito sa system. So ito po yung geo-referencing of farm parcels. So this is a critical component of the iFarm systems as it accurately identifies and records the locations as well as the boundaries of our corn farms registered under the RSBSA. So this process ensures proper identification of the cultivated areas and also ma-prevent din natin yung duplication of records. So this georeference data strengthen the monitoring of crop production, damage and losses assessments, which is necessary din po na magamit po for our disaster risk analysis. So georeferencing also supports evidence-based planning and targeted distribution of the DA interventions. So this georeferencing enhances yung transparency and improves resource allocation and enable data-driven decision-making from local to the national level. So, since natapos na natin napagkuhanan na interview si farmer, georeference yung farm parcels nila, through the iFarm system, maka-generate po tayo ng data kung ilang mga farmers ang nakapagtanim for that cropping season. So kami po, during our project implementation, meron po kaming na-validate na 816 RSBSA corn farmers. So meron po silang declared areas na 1,342.92. Yun nga yung sabi ko kanina, hindi po kino-consider natin yung declared production areas ng ating farmer. Kung hindi, kino-consider natin yung mga georeference farm parcels. So meron po kami out of 1,342.92. Yung na-georeference areas lang namin is 267.72. Ibig sabihin, malaki po yung discrepancy, malaki pong discrepancy in terms on the declared production area. Pero ang napansin po namin kasi yung RSBSA, meron pa pala silang mga georeference farm parcels na hindi po na-update doon sa system. Kaya medyo maliit. Pero naayos naman po ito with the proper coordination with the RSBSA na lahat ng georeference nila for the week should be uploaded po sa system para po ma-verify or makita natin na talagang gumagana po yung iFarm system. So meron po kaming na-identified na 115 corn farmers na kapag tanim po for that planting season and then nakapag-assist ng 26 non-registered farmers. So ang kagandahan lang din ng iFarm system is ma-monitor din natin yung mga farmers na nakapag nag-ship po ng kanilang crop from corn to high value crops and corn after nag-ship po into cassava. So meron po kaming na-identify din na yung mga farmers natin, nag-declare po sila na corn RSBSA registered farmers sila. However, during the validation process, yung areas pala nila is actually planted with rice. So pag ganun, ina-update po namin doon sa system na dapat doon po sila na-belong sa rice RSBSA registered farmers, not for corn. So meron po kaming area planted na 202.17 hectares. So dito po sa system, sa iFarm system, malalaman din natin yung mga usually na corn varieties na ginagamit ng mga farmers as well as the seed type. Sa region po namin, particularly in Banga, meron po kaming na-identified na top 3 varieties na gusto po ng farmer, na preferred po ni farmer na itanim. Itong DCalb 9044 with 29% of the farmers ay gumagamit din ito. 16% are the NK 6130. So ito po yung interventions na provided ng DA Corn program po namin. And ukay-ukay seeds which is 11%. So Itong ukay-ukay seeds usually ginagamit po ng, aming mga farmer kasi compared to the commercial hybrid seeds, mas mura po ito and, farmers tend to prepare this variety because, ah, yun nga sinabi ko mas mura and then, ah, especially kung mga farmers natin ay hindi po, napagbigyan ng interventions ng corn program kasi limited lang din yung available seeds na binigay po sa isang municipality. So mas prefer ng mga farmers namin na bumili ng ukay-ukay seeds kasi mas mura. And in terms on the seed type, so 43% were hybrid yellow, 28% were GMO yellow, and 22% yung sigi-sigi seeds. So through the iFarm system din malalaman din natin yung mga planting season, kailan po yung planting season, yung peak of the planting season with, sa ating regions or in a certain municipality. Malalaman din natin kung ma-predict din natin yung harvesting season 'no, through this iFarm system. And this enabling monitoring of the cropping calendars also. So through this, system, iFarm system, ma-identify din natin yung, seed sources. So in Banga, 53% of seeds were sourced from the DA Con program, while 47% were self-purchased by the farmers. So itong mga self-purchase, ito yung mga farmers na meron pong capacity to buy seeds kasi sabi nila may mga instances kasi na may binibigay ang corn program ng seeds. However, yung mga farmers natin ay parang hesitant to accept the seeds. It's because ito na yung subok nila na variety. Ito na ang gusto nila. So parang, hesitant din silang magtanggap is because of, sabi nila bago pa yung seeds at hindi pa subok. So sa iFarm system din, malalaman natin yung halimbawa corn drought 'no, meron tayong drought affected areas nung 2023. So kasi yung municipality of Banga is affected with El Niño phenomenon and marami pong mga farmers ang affected and, 11 farmers were recorded as affected by drought. So these are farmers only na insured po sa PCIC. So ito yung mga, damage report na na-captured namin from the PCIC na meron palang mga, 11 farmers na nabigyan ng crop insurance kasi nakapag-insured sila during, planting nila within 5 to 10 days after seed sowing ay nakapag-registered. And we observed na 87% of our farmers were not aware of the crop insurance. Kaya pagdating po doon sa natural disaster, konti lang din po ang nakapag-avail ng crop insurance with the PCIC. Ang iFarm system po ay meron din itong component on the pest surveillance and, monitoring. So the iFarm system, generates reports on pests and diseases, damage. So malalaman din natin yung mga, pest hotspot areas. And this, pest surveillance, generate accurate, timely, and field level data on, pest incidents and disease occurrence to support a science-based, decision making. Then malalaman na namin kung saan yung mga pest hotspots at mga farmers na kailangan ng agarang interventions. So for pest surveillance monitoring, we use the BPI Collect, crop monitoring form as adopted by the Regional Crop Protection Center to ensure na standardize yung data collection, assessment, as well as on reporting of, pest incidents 'no, doon sa ating mga, ah farm areas. So it also, timely issuance of the pest advisories and management recommendations. and quick response and deployment of the control interventions. Nakapag-generate po kami ng informations regarding on the pest damage caused by the corn plant hoppers, fall armyworm, and during the rainy season, meron pong certain varieties na very susceptible po sa stalk rot and a varieties na very susceptible po sa PAW. So ma-monitor din natin yung corn production data. So yun sinabi ko kanina, malalaman natin yung planting and harvesting areas, no, harvested areas. So dito, meron po kaming na-generate na 70.38 hectares harvested areas and with an average yield of 4.70. And also, dito po malalaman din natin yung current farm gate price, yung bilihan po ng corn sa a certain area. So dito sa production data, ma-monitor din natin yung mga high yielding varieties na tinatanim po ng ating mga farmers. So dito po na-observe po namin yung seeds na dinistribute po ng DA Corn Program ay umabot po sa 4.53 metric tons per hectare compared doon sa ating self-purchase na varieties which is 7.3 metric tons per hectare. So mapapansin po natin na yung corn seeds na binigay po ng interventions ng DA comparing on the yield from the self-purchase ay mas mataas po. Bakit? Ano po yung reason? So isa po sa mga reason is most of the farmers nag-rely lang po doon sa binibigay ng ating corn program na seeds and fertilizers, and they don't have the capacity to buy additional inputs to support their production. So given na yung seeds po na binigay natin is hybrid seeds and it requires a high rate of nitrogen fertilizer, so maybe yung yung potential yield of a certain variety ay hindi po na-meet kasi kulang yung fertilizers na ibinibigay ng corn program kasi limited lang din yung budget. Yun lang din yung kayang ibigay, and then yung farmers natin walang capacity to buy, kaya medyo maliit po ang kanyang yield. Unlike dito po sa self-purchase na farmers natin, meron silang capacity to buy inputs and choose the varieties na high yielding varieties, kaya umabot siya ng 7.3 metric tons per hectare. So ito naman po yung data process flow. So yun ang sabi ko kanina, for our field assistants, before they collect the data sa field, kailangan ma-download nila yung planting data, no? Planting data capture form. And yung target po ng isang field assistants is 10 farmers per day. And after data collections, kailangan meron silang timeline na 2 days after data collections, kailangan ma-upload na sa system and ma-submit doon sa ating municipal validators. So kasi yung data natin, meron pong series of validations. Meron tayong multi-level validators from municipal, provincial, and regional. Yung regional po natin is considered as the clearing house, no, meaning yung data na napupunta po doon sa central office na database is talagang accurate na, wala nang na-validate na in terms on the farmers, production areas, and meron ng geo-reference areas. So pagdating po dito sa natural calamities, halimbawa po merong natural calamities, bumagyo, meron po mga submerged areas. So kailangan yung data natin should be collected within a day. Within a day na collect natin ay kailangan ma-encode doon sa system to ensure rapid response and timely delivery of interventions. And yung target po natin should be approval should be completed within 5 days after data uploading. So yun po pag merong calamities. But pag normal activities lang, yung pag-gather ng planting and harvesting data, yung na-set po namin na timeline ay kailangan within 7 working days ay dapat within 7 days pala, included na yung weekdays, kailangan ma-submit kaagad yung data natin sa central office. So ito naman po yung integration framework. So the implementation of the iFarm systems involves collaboration among various programs, no, as a 1DA. So meron tayong RSBSA na sila yung in charge for the profiling and registration of our farmers. Dito din po si F2C2, the Farm and Fisheries Clustering Consolidation Program, which they organize the corn farmers into clusters to facilitate the consolidation and marketing produce with one lead clusters for municipalities. So ito lang yung advantage na na-form natin into clusters yung ating mga farmers kasi pagdating on the data collection, madali lang natin makuha yung ating mga field level data na kailangan. And also the disaster risk reduction and management unit. Yung DRRM unit natin sa Regional Field Office is responsible for the monitoring of damage reports caused by natural calamities such as droughts and floods. But in terms on the pests and diseases, andito naman po si Regional Crop Protection Centers to conduct pest surveillance, monitoring, and validation of the damage report while providing pest advisories and management strategies. So meanwhile, the provincial and the local government units serve as our validators and support the inclusion of the farmer leaders. So ito malaking role ng ating farmer leaders in the data collection process. So once na-clustered na yung ating mga farmers, mas madali makuha ng ating farmer leaders yung mga data needed natin na kailangan ma-include dito sa system. So ito naman po yung mga challenges, issues, and concerns na na-observe namin during the implementations of the iFarm projects. So napansin namin for the data sending, kasi meron na kaming na-set na timeline, yung nga po yung 7 days, kailangan nasa central database na ng iFarm yung data. However, yung prescribed timeline for the data submission at the provincial level ay medyo bumagal kasi nga po ang sabi nung na-assign na data validator at the provincial office is marami ding responsibilities. They do the multitaskings. So ibig sabihin yung 2 days na allotted namin for the data validation ay hindi po nasunod. So as our recommendation, the provincial validator might not be involved in the validation process. However, they can still receive a copy of the data being designated as a copy for NIS. So pwede po silang viewing lang. However, baka po sa other regions magkaiba din yung scenario, no? So pagdating dito sa pagdating po sa validation activities at the provincial level. For the field data collections, kasi ang ano natin is to include sana yung ating farmer leader in the data collections. Kasi sa isang cluster, umabot po ng 400 hectares yung coverage po ng isang farmer leader. So ang sabi niya, una po, willing naman po siya to gather or collect data sa field. Pero later on, parang napansin niya, parang hesitant na siya to participate kasi yung daily activities niya ay nako-compromise na instead of focusing with their own responsibilities, they were still being asked to collect data without directly receiving any clear benefit in return. So yon, yung kaya ang isa sa mga recommendations namin is to give remuneration or honorarium or fuel allowance and return of their service. Especially ngayon, mas mahal na po yung gasoline, no. So isa din po yung problem pagdating po sa monitoring ng ating pag-collect ng data ng ating mga farmer leaders. And also, yung meron po kaming na-notice na a small number of farmers are engaged in planting corn during the wheat season due to several challenges. So meron po sinasabi na nag-shift sila to other crops. It's because of the high input cost. So wala silang capacity to buy inputs and seeds. And then lack of reliable buyer. So minsan kasi merong incidents po nung 2023 na maraming production po yung mga farmers natin. However, during rainy season, limited lang kasi yung post-harvest facility sa province and in the municipality. So marami pong nag-stop buying. And then na-failure po yung ating mga farmers. Kaya hesitant na sila na magtanim for the following season. And then for the georeferencing, yun po, yung georeference data are not yet updated in the system. So kami, constant reminding naman po sa RSBSA na after nila makapagkuha ng GPS locations, GPX kailangan ma-upload na doon sa system para po ma-capture kaagad namin yung mga farms with georeference areas. So as our recommendation, yung RSBSA natin should be regularly update their system to ensure that the iFarm can also access up-to-date georeference data. So for the ways forward, ito po yung mga activities, no, after the DA-BAR funds, no, kasi 2 years lang yung fund na ibigay ng DA-BAR for the 6 pilot testing sites. Yung para mas in terms on the sustainability of the project, kailangan ma-institutionalize na yung iFarm system as a regular reporting and monitoring system for rice, no. Sa ngayon po, yung outscaling activities namin ay nasa under corn program na po. And kailangan meron ding regular capacity building to our field assistants, agriculture extension workers, and farmer leaders na involved po dito sa iFarm collections ng ating mga field level data. And also to integrate crop health monitoring and pest surveillance protocol. Kasi meron na yung BPI-CPMD, meron na pong existing BPI Collect app. This is also funded by the Bureau of Agricultural Research. So ang mangyayari ngayon, ililink na lang po yung dalawang system, no? Yung iFarm system and the BPI Collect pagdating po doon sa pest surveillance. So ito po yung mga gagawin ng mga other regions na merong iFarm project na meron pong focus on the pest surveillance, improvement of pest surveillance protocols using the BPI Collect of the Bureau of Plant Industries Crop Protection Division. And move toward paperless data capture form. Yun nga po, using the smartphone apps kasi yung BPI Collect is meron talaga silang separate apps for the pest surveillance. So mas malaking tulong po ito sa mga regional crop protection centers natin na magkakaroon ng apps for pest surveillance na nakakalink po dito sa iFarm system. And then yung ongoing na po yung aming outscaling of iFarm technology in the provinces of South Cotabato, supported by our corn coordinators, Engineer Jolie Bilongan, and support din po with our Regional Executive Director, Dr. John Pascual sa region. So ito po ay na-outscale na namin in the municipalities of Tampakan, Lake Cebu, Surala, and Tibuli. So ito po yung mga corn producing municipalities po dito sa South Cotabato. And by 2027, yung target namin doon po sa North Cotabato, Sultan Kudarat, and Sarangani Province. And so ito po yung IEC materials namin na ginawa. Pero translated na po ito into a local dialect para po madaling maunawaan ng ating mga farmers na meron po pala tayong iFarm system na maaring makatulong at maka-identify sa kanila na kung kailangan nila ng tulong, andyan kaagad yung ating Department of Agriculture na matukoy sila at mabigyan ng agarang interventions na nararapat na para po sa kanila, sa mga legit na mga farmers natin. So para po maintindihan pa or to give insights po about the iFarm project, meron po kaming ginawang video documentation, no? And later on, if meron po kayong tanong, ay willing naman po akong sagutin ang inyong mga katanungan po. Lang. Paano natin yung video parang ayaw mag-play.
Kultura ay patuloy na humaharap sa iba't ibang hamon mula sa pabago-bagong klima, peste, hanggang sa kakulangan ng napapanahong datos. Sa sektor ng mais, mahalagang may malinaw at tumpak na impormasyon upang maprotektahan ang kabuhayan ng mga magsasaka. Sa Soxargen, isang makabagong sistema ang isinasakatuparan upang tugunan ang mga hamong ito. Ang Integrated Farm Attribution for Risk and Resource Monitoring and Management o mas kilala bilang iFarm System.
So, isa sa mga specific objectives ng ating iFarm project is to improve the accuracy and the reliability of the current iFarm system to store and manage up-to-date field-level data, and also to develop reporting and monitoring protocols for the through continuous information generation and field validation. And meron din tayong policy recommendation wherein we i-include po natin yung ating mga farmer leaders in the data collections. So ang layunin din nito is to provide key information on the further enhancement of the current iFarm system. So ang iFarm system is an online database system kung saan meron po tayong mga activities na ginagawa like georeferencing, yung mga RSBSA registered for farmers po natin ay binabalidate po natin through profiling and validation activities kung saan matukoy natin yung actual na mga farmers na nagtatanim po sa kanilang lupa. At saka po through this iFarm system, makapag-provide tayo ng timely and accurate data from the field level to the national level. Kasi meron tayong mga field validation activities and may mga yung ating municipal validators, bini-verify din nila na yung mga RSBSA list farmers is talagang corn farmers po. And sila po yung mga farmers na nakatatanggap ng interventions mula po sa National Corn Program.
Ang iFarm ay mahalagang tool para sa corn program dahil nagbibigay ito ng real-time at validated data. Nagagamit namin ito para sa pagpaplano ng intervensyon, pamamahagi ng agricultural inputs at pagbuo ng ulat para sa regional at national level.
Bilang field assistant, pumupunta po kami mismo sa bukid, dala-dala ang aming mga data captured form. And kinakausap po namin ang mga farmers at kinukuhanan ng GPS ang kanilang mga sakahan. Ini-encode ang mga necessary na mga data sa system gaya ng petsa ng kanilang pagtatanim, lawak ng kanilang sakahan, at ang kondisyon ng kanilang pananim. Malaki ang tulong ni iFarm dahil mas sistematiko at mas mabilis ang pag-report.
So ang iFarm po, bago po kami pupunta sa field, yung binabasehan po namin na data is yung galing sa RSBSA. Pagkatapos naman po namin makuha yung mga list ng farmers from RSBSA is binavalidate po namin sila sa field. So yung validation po, doon po namin nalalaman if talagang corn farmer sila or kapag rice farmer. Kasi po, yung data lang po kasi na binibase namin is yung sa corn lang po. So kapag may nangyari na may nakahalong rice, pinapa-update po namin yung data nila and nililist po namin sila as rice farmers. Doon naman po sa mga unregistered na corn farmers, i-endorse po namin sila at saka binibigyan ng RSBSA form saka i-endorse sa barangay po for initial enrollment po sa RSBSA. Yung mga data naman po na kinukuha namin sa field ay yung mga planting and harvesting data po, kagaya ng area planted, kailan po sila nagtanim, and date of harvesting, and if PCIC insured din po sila. Aside po sa planting and harvesting data, kinukuha din po namin yung pest and disease assessment at saka yung damage assessment naman po para sa mga natural calamities.
Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat o magandang araw kahit sang sulok man kayo ng daigdig. Naimbag nga daw kada kayo amin kakabsat. Ako po si Johnny Arim, Chairman ng Kakabsat Diversified Manalon Association. Nakabase po dito sa Rangay, Banga, South Cotabato. Malaki po ang naitutulong ng iFarm sa mga magsasaka po at mas madali pong matukoy kami pag mayroong mga intervention o ayuda ang gobyerno para sa mga magsasaka. At pag may pinsala naman po ang aming mga pananim, madali pong may uulat dahil po sa mga mayroon silang mga technician na pumupunta po sa amin. Sa huli po, ramdam namin ang tulong ng gobyerno at mapapalapit kami at ang boses ng mga magsasaka ay mapapakinggan.
Magandang araw po sa lahat. Ako po si Lumerjan Suratos, Agricultural Technologist po sa opisina po ng Municipal Agriculturist dito po sa Banga.
Unang-una po sa lahat, ako po'y nagpapasalamat sa programang ito sapagkat bilang isang extension worker, napakalaking tulong po ng iFarm. Higit lalo, mas nakikilala namin ng tuwiran yung mga farmer namin na nangangailangan talaga ng agarang tulong. Higit lalo yung mga apektado ng mga peste at mga natural na kalamidad tulad ng baha at mga tagtuyot. Hindi na estimate lang. Bagkus, meron na kaming tiyak at tuwirang data na pinagbabasihan. Sapagkat ang mga data na yon bago pa man maipasa, dumadaan po ito sa municipal validator namin na kung saan siya mismo siya bumababa doon sa area na kung saan tinitiyak niya talaga na tama at maayos yung mga datang pinapasa namin mula sa LGU level.
Magandang araw po. Ako po si Richard M. Dondigo, Municipal Agriculturist ng Banga, South Cotabato. Sa Municipal Agriculture Office, ang iFarm ay malaking tulong po. Isa itong project ng Department of Agriculture na nagbibigay sa amin ng maayos at malinaw na datos. Lalo na sa planting at harvesting ng mais. Mas nagiging madali ang monitoring at nagagamit namin ang data bilang basihan sa mga programa at intervention.
Sa pamamagitan ng iFarm system, mas napabuti ang pagmumonitor ng taniman ng mais, damage assessment at profiling ng mga magsasaka. Nakatulong ito sa mas mabilis na pagtugon sa peste at tagtuyot at sa mas maayos na pagpaplano ng programa ng pamahalaan. Ang iFarm system ay patunay na ang digital agriculture ay susi sa mas matatag at handang sektor ng agrikultura. Sa pagtutulungan ng pamahalaan, LGU at mga magsasaka, patuloy nating pinapalakas ang produksyon ng mais at ang kabuhayan ng ating mga magsasaka.
Okay, yun po yung about sa iFarm, ma'am. This ends my presentation po.
Thank you so much, Doc Ray, for this interesting and comprehensive presentation on how we can use iFarm data in improving our corn industry. Also, Doc, I would like to comment yung yung pag-translate nyo ng EIC nyo into your local language. Sana po yung mga EIC natin in the future, lagi nating iti-tailor fit sa needs ng ating audience ko or kung kanino talaga natin gustong ipaabot ang ating message or knowledge. So yun. So again, before we proceed to our Q&A, we are encouraging everyone to ask questions to Doc Ray. Hindi po siya laging andito. So while we're doing that or while you're taking your time to think of questions, silipin po natin kung ano yung kung sino-sino yung mga nag-register dito sa ating seminar today. Okay. So for today po, Doc, okay, mas madami ang ating female registrants. So that's 58.4% over male registrants. And we also have, sa registrants na yon, 60% are in the 20 to 25-year-old range. So mga parang kakagraduate pa lang ng college. Very promising. Natutuwa po ako lagi kong nakikita na ganito kababata ang ating registrants. And yun, so followed po by 26 to 30 years old. So these are, I believe, young professionals, probably in the agriculture sector or state universities, followed by 31 to 35 years old. Tapos, may mga kapatid po tayo na PWDs na nanonood ngayon. And yung location po, so kalat-kalat, madami po from Central Visayas, Calabarzon, and Soxargen. And in terms of affiliation, madami po tayong unaffiliated. So 1/3 are unaffiliated, 1/3 are also from state universities and college, followed by 17.9% from the DA family. In terms of occupation, 35% po ay estudyante, 27.4% are agriculturists, and 7.7% are teachers or professors. Tapos, meron tayong mga business owners dito. Tapos, meron tayong mga kapatid. Medyo marami sila compared to the usual. So, meron tayong kapatid from indigenous cultural communities at 10%. So, eto. So, meron tayong from Mandaya, Ifugao, Tuwali, Igorot, and marami pang iba. And may members po tayo ng Fisherfolk and Farmer Association. So, ayun. Tapos, meron po tayong members ng Rural Improvement Club. Tapos, ayan po. So, okay. Babalik na po tayo sa ating Q&A. Saglit lang po. Okay, so unahin na po muna natin, Doc, yung mga galing sa DA Bar. So eto
Sige.
po, paano daw po nakakatulong ang iFarm system sa pagpapabuti ng monitoring at pag-uulat ng produksyon ng mais from municipal level to national level?
Okay, maraming salamat po sa tanong. So ang iFarm system po, yung sinabi ko kanina, ang iFarm system ay nagbibigay ng near real-time at georeference na datos mula mismo sa antas ng ating mga sakahan ng ating mga magsasaka. So sa pamamagitan po ng ating profiling and validation, so nabibigyan natin ng pansin yung ating mga corn farmers na talagang masasabi nating legit at makapag-gather tayo ng yung planting and harvesting data at pag-uulat ng mga damage and losses na mas magiging mabilis at mas accurate yung monitoring ng produksyon ng mais. So kasi dumadaan ito sa mga multi-level na validation process, ibig sabihin yung iFarm data na ibibigay po ng system ay accurate at mas reliable na impormasyon. So dahil dito, yung datos na ito ay magagamit ng ating mga regional at national decision makers na yung decision nila ay nakabatay po doon sa aktual na pangangailangan ng ating mga farmers sa field po.
Okay, so thank you, Doc Ray. So, yung gusto lang sabihin ni Doc Ray is we are making sure na hindi tayo hula-hula lang sa
Opo.
kung ano talagang nangyayari sa ibaba. And para din alam natin kung ano yung interventions na ibibigay natin at kung sino yung nabigyan natin and kung paano yun, paano nag-effect yung interventions natin so that we can better uh, para mas ma-tailor fit natin din yung initiatives natin in the future.
Yes.
Eto po, next question, Doc. Ano daw po ang kahalagahan ng georeferencing at pag-validate ng RSBSA data sa loob ng iFarm system upang masiguro ang tamang pag-target ng interventions at ayuda?
So ito po, pagdating po sa mga interventions na ibinibigay ng ating corn programs, so matitiyak po natin through this georeferencing, matutukoy natin ang lokasyon ng ating mga farmers at kung gaano kalawak ang sakahan ng ating mga magsasaka. So sa pamamagitan po ng validation ng RSBSA data, matitiyak natin na ang rehistradong magsasaka na may aktual na taniman at farm parcels at nakakatulong din yung georeferencing activities natin para maiwasan yung duplication, no? Kasi pagdating sa RSBSA data, meron pong mga duplicate na magkapatid pala sila sa isang area and then ni-register nila separately. So pamamagitan po ng georeferencing activity, ma-minimize na natin yung duplication as well as yung over-declaration ng production area o maling listing ng beneficiary doon sa RSBSA. So dahil dito, mas epektibo at mas patas yung pamahagi natin ng ating interventions tulad ng fertilizers and pesticides at iba pang interventions na binibigay po ng ating corn program.
So, as someone na nag-collect din po ng data and nag-consolidate ng data, medyo challenging din po talaga yung pag-ensure na accurate yung data nating makukuha. Kasi, of course, I think it's bad, but I think part of it naman talaga yung may mga hindi accurate na data, may kulang, may mga bagay, may mga dapat wala doon pero andun. So, it's good po na one of the ways to validate data is through georeferencing din. And based on what Doc Ray discussed earlier, multi-level naman po yung validation nila. So, meron tayong sa ground, meron tayong municipal, merong provincial, then merong national level. So, yun po yung way natin para ma-ensure na tama at patas yung ating interventions. So, eto po, Doc, next question. Paano daw po magagamit ang datos mula sa iFarm sa paggawa ng mga polisiya at desisyon kaugnay ng disaster risk reduction at climate smart agriculture?
So yan naman po, yung datos po na ma-generate natin sa iFarm ay maaari nating gamitin upang tukuyin yung mga vulnerable areas. Saan ba talaga sa Pilipinas yung mga highly vulnerable na mga areas, corn production areas, vulnerable sa floods, sa drought, at sa mga pests and diseases, at iba pang mga natural calamities. So, sa pamamagitan po ng crop monitoring at damage reports, maaari po makapagbigay agad ng agarang intervention tulad ng pagbigay ng pest control measures, yung replanting assistance o crop insurance supports kasi meron tayong PCIC. So, through that system or data, no, meron tayong agarang ma-identify na support in case na merong mga disasters affected areas yung ating mga farmers at nakakatulong din ito sa pagdisenyo ng ating climate smart strategies tulad ng pagpili no sa corn program natin, magbigay ng mga drought resistant varieties, mga angkop na variety na tama sa sa location-specific na areas at mga rest-based resource allocation. So sa kabuuan, maaring yung data na magagamit natin is it is an evidence-based, data-driven sa paggawa ng pulisiya at pagbigay ng programa para sa sektor ng ating mga magsasakang na corn farmers. Yan po.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Doc. We would like to stress na yung policies natin. So, before tayo magbigay ng intervention sa kung saan-saan or kung ano-ano, we always have to legalize it. And before siya ma-legalize or ma-institutionalize, dapat dumadaan siya sa policy, sa pag-lobby ng policy. And for us to be able to lobby these policies, kailangan niya ng data, kailangan niya ng evidence, kailangan niya ng support. Again, hindi siya pwedeng hula-hula lang. And it's good that we have iFarm na nagko-collect ng data and na-validate multi-level para sa na pag-support sa ating policies. Hopefully, ako po personally, I'm hoping na yung way ng iFarm ng pag-collect and validate ng data, sana nga po magamit din to or magawa din to sa ibang commodities natin because the agriculture sector, while medyo ironic po siya na siya ang nagsusupport sa ating mga kababayan sa buong Pilipinas, but at the same time it's very vulnerable to climate change, to disasters, to pests and diseases. And yun po, we have to thank data for that, for the use of data. So thank you, Doc. Ngayon po, next question. This is from Sir John Dale Espartero. So yung question na daw po, how long daw po yung time to wait para ma-encode yung newly registered corn farmer sa RSBSA?
So sa ngayon po, pagdating po sa timeline kung kailan ma-encode yung newly registered farmer sa database, kasi ang ano po doon is sa RSBSA. So ang usapan po namin sa RSBSA na within a week after data collections, dapat na-encode na natin doon sa system. Kasi meron mga RSBSA staff naman po na in charge doon sa encoding ng ating mga RSBSA, newly registered na RSBSA po sa system. 1 week po yung binigay na timeline for the RSBSA na after the registrations of our farmers, kailangan na update na doon sa system ng iFarm.
Thank you, Doc. Doc, I have a question. Gano'n po natin kadalas na-update itong data sa ating RSBSA?
Ang usapan po
iFarm as
namin, ang sa ano naman po, yung system, updating na system sa yung database, no? Kasi ang ano namin is si RSBSA na talaga yung in charge for the linking ng RSBSA details po. So usually kami sa iFarm system, ma-check lang namin na updated na once na magsasabi din yung in charge focal namin sa RSBSA na itong farmer na ito ay hindi pa siya, although registered na siya at the municipal level, pero pagdating doon sa system, hindi pa. So ang ano namin, it's dapat weekly nag-a-update sila kasi ongoing pa rin po yung RSBSA registration po sa aming region. Hindi pa po siya totally
data to be very timely.
na document po. Opo.
So yun, thank you po, Doc. Ito po. So this is from Miss Paula. So congratulations po, Doc Ray, and to Region 12 iFarm team. May expansion areas daw po ba kayo using RCC funds? Paano daw po yung sa LGU? And how do they also have plans to provide funding?
Okay, thank you Ma'am Paula for that question po. So actually ngayon as part of our sustainability plan, yung ating corn program po ay nag-allot ng fund to support this outscaling of the iFarm. So under ano po siya, support to iFarm. Ito po yung fund na allocated talaga, regular fund for the iFarm outscaling. So ang ano po nila, kung mag-fund ng LGU. So wala pa po kasing wala pa kami napag-usapan with our coordinator with Engineer Julie kung ano pong mangyayari if ever na yung IFARM po ay ma-outscale na throughout the province of Region 12 and municipalities. So siguro pag-usapan pa po namin, Ma'am Paula, kung ano po yung funding strategies na gagawin po or baka po under CORN program pa rin po.
Sige po, Doc. Also, i-up ko din po itong mga related questions. So, ito po ba ay gano'n po ito ka-widespread sa buong Soc-Sargent so far and sa other regions in the country?
Okay. Yun na po yung sinabi ko kanina, yung IFARM system na po ay under the research and development phase which is funded by the Bureau of Agricultural Research. So meron lang pong identified na 6 pilot testing sites, no, for 2 years nag-fund yung DA-BAR. And sa ngayon po, meron na yung mga remaining regions na wala pang IFARM, meron na po silang supported by the DA-BAR for this 2026, including the pest surveillance. Yun nga po kasi hindi na-include yung paggamit ng app mismo, yung BPI Collect na existing app ng BPI for the pest surveillance. So isa din yung ipa-fund din po ng DA-BAR para po ma-test na yung capacity ng IFARM to store and manage data for the deployment na po ng IFARM for the whole region po sa Pilipinas. Mayroon na pong IFARM system as a regular monitoring corn production po sa Pilipinas.
Okay, so hintay-hintay lang po tayo. Eventually, gusto natin buong Pilipinas magkaroon ng IFARM kasi halos lahat naman po ata may mais sa Pilipinas. So, next question po. Okay, ito po parang for me magandang tanong po to. So, from Mr. Julius Ragas, what makes IFARM different from traditional monitoring systems currently used in agriculture?
Okay. So ito po, ang kaibahan po ng traditional monitoring system natin, di ba? They use manual reporting. So ang nangyayari po sa field, yung LGU natin, medyo delay yung pag-submit ng data na kailangan ng ating corn program, for example sa regional office. It takes 2 to 3 months bago dumating yung damage report, planting and harvesting data reports. So ang nangyayari, yung interventions na ibigay sana sa farmer ay late na yung maibibigay. Unlike dito sa iFarm, it's a real time information, and then ma-identify natin yung ating farmers, kung sino talaga yung mga farmers na nangangailangan ng agarang tulong ay ma-identify kaagad natin. So ito po yung advantage ng iFarm over the traditional monitoring system.
Thank you, Doc. So, okay, so faster, mas timely, and since monitoring siya, kailangan, and medyo, parang mga emergency cases po to,
Emergency
kasi
cases.
flood, kung ano-ano pa, pest, diseases, nakakahawa, nakakasayang ng ating crops. Kailangan talaga ng mabilis dito, and it's good that na-develop natin ang iFarm. So, ito po, Doc, ito. So, from Ms. Hazel Tino, what challenges did you encounter during the implementation of iFarm and how were they addressed?
Yun nga po, yung isa sa mga is yung sa sending of data, especially on the validation. Kasi yung validation, di ba, multi-level validations ang nangyayari, and we include yung provincial validator. So ang kasi sa province namin, maraming mga activities, programs din na implement yung DA. So ang nangyayari, yung set timelines namin na 2 days for the data validators at provincial level ay hindi talaga nasusunod. So yun po yung pinaka-challenge. So ang recommendation po namin is that mag-assign ng alternate focal for the data validators para masunod po yung 2 days na validation. Another challenge is yung sa farmer leaders, no? Sa farmer leaders natin kasi una, sabi ng farmer leader, mas okay yan kasi na-identify yung farmers talaga na nag-aagarang tulong. Pero kalaunan hanggang sa nagtagal na yung project implementation namin, nasabi niya na yung work niya parang yung trabaho niya and the responsibilities ay parang hindi na masyadong nakakatulong kasi kailangan niya din ng pang-araw-araw na source of income. So kung yung i-allot niya yung time niya for the data gathering, ibig sabihin, parang hesitant na siya. So what if kung bibigyan daw sila ng honorarium or gasoline allowance, kasi kahit na gasoline allowance lang kasi medyo malapad din yung production areas, and sa ngayon medyo mahal na din yung gasoline. So isa din po yung isa sa mga challenge, no? So as part of our recommendation para mabigyan po or mabigyan po ng honorarium or kahit na panggasolina lang yung ating mga farmer leaders para po ma-involve sila on the data collections.
Thank you, Doc.
Yan po.
So, ito po, Doc, medyo kulang na tayo sa time, pero madami pa din pong question. So, medyo ilalump ko na lang po. Papakita ko po sa madalian yung ibang questions na related. But many of them are related to how they can access iFarm or the program. Ito po. And also yung sa IAC po, paano daw po makakahingi ng copy ng IAC?
Sige po. Magbibigay na lang po kami sa DA bar ng IAC materials po para po mabigyan pa po kayo ng kung ano talaga yung iFarm system, including our PowerPoint presentations. Pwede naman po i-share, ma'am. Yun po. Pwede pong mabigyan si Sir Eric Tacdoro. Okay, sige po.
Okay. Thank you po, Doc. And Doc, wait lang po. So, paano daw po mag-avail ng program? Or may program po ba kayo dito specifically? Or I think he's referring to the iFarm mismo. Paano ba daw po siya ma-access on his end?
Sa ngayon po, hindi pa po siya available online kasi it's ongoing pa po kasi yung research activities, no? So ang ano po, halimbawa po kung saang region po kayo, so meron naman pong meron akong na-mention na mga regions na merong iFarm, so maaari po sila makipag-coordinate sa kanilang research division or Regional Crop Protection Center para po malaman kung ano pa yung iFarm system.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Okay, may dumadagdag pa po, Doc, na question. So,
Sige po.
okay, pagsamasamahin ko po muna yung kanina. So, eto po, just to confirm, hindi pa siya widely available. But if available na po sa region, which they could know if they coordinate with their DA, with the DA regional offices and RCPC, may bayad po ba ito or wala?
Wala po, wala pong bayad, free po ito.
Okay, thank you. And ito po ba ito, hindi pa siya accessible. Pero is
Hindi pa
this
po
an app po
accessible.
ba or through a website?
Through a website pa po. Through a website po yung iFarm system. So yung ways forward po is pwede po siyang ma-access. Parang meron ginagawa yung central na pwede na po siyang ma-access through mobile phone po.
Okay, thank you, Doc. Ito po from Miss Paula again. Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. This is from Sir Eric. So, how can we use the iFarm data to integrate it? Can we use iFarm data to integrate with PCIC intervention, such as yung smart insurance linkage daw po?
Sa ngayon po, kasi meron kaming data ng PCIC kung si farmers ay PCIC insured or hindi. Siguro po ito din po yung isang i-harmonize natin, yung we connect with the PCIC na parang i-harmonize na natin yung data, no? Para hindi na yung paiba-iba kung si PCIC meron siyang data, si DRRM merong data. So ang nangyayari po is kailangan pag-usapan na lang ng ng management natin on how to link the smart insurance linkage po ng PCIC and the iFarm system po.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Doc. So, Doc, ito related din po sa sagot mo sa tanong earlier. So, ito po eventually plan din i-harmonize with the other the systems of other organizations and agencies, diba? Siguro, okay, thank you, Doc. So, i-close na po natin to today. So, yung usual na last question. So, Doc, ano po yung message or words of wisdom mo to our researchers in the agri-fishery sector?
Okay, sa mga young researchers po natin, no, ina-encourage ko po na gumawa kayo ng mga project proposals na makakatulong po sa ating mga farmers. So, andyan naman po si DA Bar na willing na mag-fund as long as it is aligned with their research agenda and yung mga gaps or problems na maaari nating i-address para makatulong sa ating mga magsasaka at mga ngingisda.
Okay.
And
So, dapat go po.
sino?
Sorry.
Yun po.
Okay. So, dapat laging relevant, laging makakatulong. Kasi research, hindi siya research lang, dapat makakasagot siya
Yes
sa
po.
ating problema.
Yes po.
So, how about, Doc, yung message mo po sa ating farmers and fisher folk?
Okay, sa ating mga farmers and fisher folks po. So sa lahat po ng mga farmers and fisher folks na hindi pa po naka-registered sa RSBSA, so makipag-coordinate lang po kayo sa inyong Municipal Agriculture Office kasi andyan na po, na-train naman po yung ating mga extension workers on how to update yung ating facilitate ng mga RSBSA registrations para po kung meron pong interventions na ibibigay sa inyo ay pasok po kasi isa sa mga sinabi ko kanina na isa sa mga requirement ng Department of Agriculture na para maka-avail sa mga interventions ay kailangan registered po sa RSBSA registrations. At pag meron po kayong mga na monitor ng mga pests and diseases sa inyong mga area, kailangan po kayong makapag-coordinate kaagad sa local government units para ma-assess po at makapag-submit ng damage report para po yung ating mga regional crop protection centers ay makapag-validate po and makapagbigay ng agarang solusyon para po maprotektahan ang inyong mga tanim po pagdating sa mga pests and diseases. And also, meron naman po tayong DRRM, no? DRRM unit na meron din silang mga kailangan ng mga datos na dapat mag-submit po ng mga datos sa field if ever na meron kayong mga napansin na mga natural calamities kasi yun po yung kailangan natin para po mabigyan kayo ng agarang intervention po mula sa Department of Agriculture. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Doc Ray. So, resounding pa rin po yung ating message na lagi magtulungan tayo lahat. So, sa ating farmers, please, wag po kayong mahiyang mag-approach sa ating LGU, sa ating regional offices, sa different offices under DA. Kasi po, sa ganung paraan tayo makakaangat. So, you help us, we help you. So, yun po. And, Doc, we will be sending you a certificate po. So, thank you for generously
Thank
sharing
you.
your
Thank you,
expertise
Ma'am
and passion for
Christina.
the public. This is sobrang dami po ng questions, Doc. So, sayang kulang tayo sa time. So, this is the
Sayang
certificate
po.
po.
Sige, thank you po,
Basahin ko lang
Ma'am
po yung
Christina. Sige po.
citation. Sige. Ito po. So, the Day Bureau of Agricultural Research awards the Certificate of Appreciation to Dr. Ray A. Rodriguez for sharing his invaluable knowledge during the DA Bar online seminar series From Field Level Data to Smarter Decisions, the iFarm System for Corn in Action, held on the 19th of March 2026 via StreamYard and DA Bar Facebook page, given this 19th day of March 2026 in Diliman, Quezon City, signed by DA Bar OIC Director, Sir Joel H. Leles. So this concludes our online seminar. Muli maraming salamat po, Doc Ray. And we're looking
Thank you.
forward to the nationwide use of iFarm system to build a more resilient corn industry and hopefully harmonize it with other systems and other crops in the whole country. So sana po ma-inspire ang ating other commodities, ang other offices as well as other as well as young farmers and researchers sa ating initiatives today. So reminders lang po sa ating attendees, pinost ko na po yung attendance sheet kanina pa. So we have until 11:45 for this. So please answer it. And if you can't answer it, maybe you can use other device for this. Also, if you have questions on the seminar, please follow our social media pages. So yung office po ni Dr. Ray, search niyo po sa Facebook, it's Regional Crop Protection Center 12 as in XII-RCPC or message nyo lang po ang DA bar para ma-forward namin yung messages or queries nyo to Doc Ray. So again, it's facebook.com/DABarOfficial or DA Bureau of Agricultural Research or follow nyo lang po ang aming YouTube account para ma-revisit ang aming past seminar series. And yun, thank you again, Doc Ray, and sa ating viewers for this for our session today. Doc, may gusto ka po bang sabihin or pasalamatan, announcement or gustong i-plug?
Okay. Nais ko lang pong pasalamatan ang DA Bureau of Agricultural Research for the funding support, lalong-lalo na sa aming Regional Director, Doc Dan Pascual for the support sa aming research division. Kasi from research division po ako lumipat sa ILD. So andyan pa rin po yung support with regards to the research and development. And also nagpapasalamat din ako sa Office of Provincial Agriculture Office kay Dr. Tibes ng OPAG South Cotabato and to our Office of Municipal Agriculturist po sa LGU Banga. So maraming salamat po and good morning.
Thank you so much, Doc. Palakpakan at pusuan po natin si Doc Ray. And dito na po nagtatapos ang ating free online seminar for today. Ako po si Tin at isang mapagpalang umaga sa ating lahat. Kita-kita po tayo sa sunod na seminar at sa mga susunod pa. Thank you, Doc Ray.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma'am Christina.
Congratulations.